Jackson claims that Tolkien's world feels more like history than fairy tale, despite the mythic creatures and pervasive magic. And he held on to that idea when he led the creation of the set for the films. When his team reached New Zealand, Jackson told his crew they were discovering Middle Earth. They were archaeologists rather than creators of fantasy. He explicitly didn't want a sort of fantasy design. He wanted something that, ironically, felt authentic. Jackson states, "From this point on, I want to think that The Lord of the Rings is real, that this is history, that these events actually happened. We are the luckiest film crew in the world to film where hobbits actually lived, and these things actually happened." Even in his statement, there's this shift from "I want to feel" to this shift to, "Oh yeah, we're actually here," buying into an authentic fantasy world. An oxymoron if there ever was one, but an oxymoron, an idea that changed the way we perceive fantasy and film. Because this archaeology went way beyond just finding scenery, finding backdrops in New Zealand where this could be filmed. It went to every single prop that was used. Everything had to be crafted by artisans because none of the material would come from our world. There were 3,000 people in this epic trilogy, and they became a part of Middle Earth, according to Jackson and other creators, other artists in the appendices. Jackson states, "That was the aim from the very beginning, to create a world that had been in existence for hundreds and thousands of years." And ironically, that world does exist now, because these settings that Jackson and his crew created are still being maintained in New Zealand, and in fact a huge part of the tourism, as you all learned in your presentations today, has to do with these settings and people going for sort of an immersive experience of a fantasy world. I want you to listen to a short clip from this very long appendix from the extended version of The Fellowship of the Rings. I want you to begin at 1 hour and 15 minutes and go till about 1 hour and 25 minutes. So listen to a 10-minute clip towards the latter half of the appendices. And listen to the actual artists talking about what it took to create an authentic fantasy.